All right, well, Bunny Ski, this one's for you. So today I'm going to teach you how to quickly and easily make some candied almonds. And I went to Aldi's, of course, and bought 2 different kinds of almonds. And I've been using this one so far. They're oven roasted and unsalted, but they didn't have a whole lot of these left. So I did have to buy 2 bags of the oven roasted with sea salt, which I'm going to actually make a batch with first because I want to test it. Because I know the ones that are just oven roasted unsalted are delicious, but I'm not positive about the ones with sea salt. So I'm going to try these. This is a 14-ounce bag, and you need 1 egg and some brown sugar and some white sugar. Easy peasy. Okay, so the first thing you do is that you are going to take a small bowl and you're going to take your egg and you're going to separate it and only use the egg. I couldn't actually show you the egg separating part because if you've ever done that before, you have to realize that you need both hands. So I couldn't hold the camera and do that at the same time. But I'm sure there's plenty of other videos out there that will teach you how to separate an egg if necessary. So I've now got just my egg white in my bowl, and I'm going to add like a tablespoon of water just from the faucet, and then I'm going to take a fork and stir it up just until, I don't know, it's like frothy on the top. Just means that there's a whole bunch of little bubbles that sit on the top of the egg white. I don't know why this part is important. I could probably Google it and find out, but I don't know. That's just what the directions of the recipe said that I happen to be following. Okay, so the frothing part of the egg seriously takes like 20 seconds. No big deal. Then you're gonna take a 1/4 cup measuring cup and get a 1/4 cup of brown sugar and pack it in there. And I'm gonna show you a little bit of a secret. Okay, so I have already made a couple batches of this, and I like scrape the bottom of the pan after I've taken all the almonds out, and then I put that in like a bigger bowl, and I am using like the remnants of the extra crunchiness, and I think it just makes it super delicious. Okay, so but if you don't have those because it's your first batch or 2, no big deal. So I just use it as a little extra because I think it's delicious. So anyway, okay, so a 1/4 cup of the brown sugar, and then 1/2 cup of the white sugar. So obviously 2 of these. And oh my gosh, hang on. I forgot an ingredient. So I'm actually making cinnamon candied flavored almonds. So this is just your normal ground cinnamon, and you're supposed to put like a teaspoon in. I just kind of shake it till it like looks like a teaspoon, or maybe a little bit more, just because I really like cinnamon. Yeah, so now I have so in the second bowl I have both kinds of sugars and the cinnamon, and now I'm going to mix them all together. Okay, so now that you've got the sugars and the cinnamon all mixed together evenly, you're going to take your entire bag of almonds and you're going to just dump it right into the bowl of the egg white. The egg white is basically, we're just using it as a binder. I'm just going to mix it up until all of the almonds are covered with the egg white, and it's super easy to see when it is or not because like see, some of them are shiny and some of them aren't. So make sure that that all of the almonds basically are shiny, and that they're all coated with the egg white before dumping them next into the cinnamon and sugar mixture. Okay, so now that your almonds are all sufficiently coated with the egg whites, you're just going to take it and you're just going to dump this entire bowl into the bowl that has your cinnamon and sugar mix. And then you're just going to use the exact same fork, and you're just going to mix it up and make sure that all of the almonds get covered with this lovely cinnamon sugar concoction that you have made. Okay, so I cannot stress to you how important the next step is. So when I was originally making this recipe, I noticed that it called for a layer of parchment paper on the bottom of like a cookie sheet. Well, I don't have any parchment paper, and so I Googled if I could use wax paper instead of parchment paper, and I quickly learned that absolutely not. They are, even though they look alike, you cannot use one in exchange for the other, because the parchment paper apparently can go in the oven no problem, and it's designed to be like a non-stick surface, whereas wax paper will just melt or catch on fire in the oven. So I'm glad I Googled that before I tried it. So anyway, I don't have any wax paper, but I obviously need a like non-stick surface because this is candy, so it's sugar, it's gonna stick. So basically I'm just using good old like spray can of, you know, oil or whatever. I'm taking a cookie sheet and I am generously, very, very generously applying this cooking spray to it so that it is heavily coated. Hi, ma'am.
I want to help you.
Okay, so it's heavily coated in the cooking spray. Okay, so now that I have my handy dandy helper, nope, I need you to hold the spatula for me, please. So I'm going to take these almonds that are now coated, and I'm just going to dump them all, everything, onto the cookie sheet. You cutie. Okay, now take the spatula and make sure they're make sure they're all flat. Just go like this. Nope, don't scoop them up. Nope, don't scoop them up. Just hit them down so that they're all flat.
Like this?
On a single layer. So we don't want any almonds to be on top of one another. Yep, so let's show the camera what we're doing. We hit the almonds, yep, just like this, so that they all spread out. Oh my goodness, you are such a good helper. Thank you. Okay, so now they are officially all in a single layer on the cookie sheet, and I'm going to take them over to the oven, which I have preheated at 300 degrees. And I'm going to put them in for 13 minutes to start with. Okay, so the timer just went off after the 13 minutes that you originally put the almonds in the oven for. So now, let's see. Oh, I'm not sure if I could turn this around. Okay, so I'm going to take them out of the oven, and they look delicious. And I'm just going to take my spatula and basically, oops, here, turn it off for a second. And basically just mix them up. Turn them over, mix them up, move them around, all of them, and then do the exact same thing, like hit them down so that they are back into a single layer on the cookie sheet, and then put them back in the oven for another 13 minutes. So once the second 13 minutes are done, then the candied cinnamon almonds are completely done, and take them out of the oven and let them cool completely. Don't touch them, don't stir them, you don't need to do anything. Just don't mess with them until they are completely cooled. Then you can just take your spatula and like scrape them. Hopefully you did a really good job spraying your cookie sheet, because then, you know, if you use the spatula, they should come right off, and you can break them up. And I found these cute little Christmas bags to put them in, because I'm going to be giving them to my family members. And each one of those 14-ounce almond bags from the store have been filling 2 of these Christmas bags. So and I'm going to give, one of each of these to my friends and family. So if that will help you calculate how many bags of almonds to buy, hopefully that helps. So we hope that you have enjoyed seeing us make the cinnamon candied almonds. And my recommendation is don't even try one because they're so delicious you won't be able to stop eating them.